flowing through my mind, girl.
Video that's made in the same night as the one I made earlier of this series. So I kind of want to catch up on things. So episode 3, let's go. This is like 3 minutes. Let's just go. I'm ready. I'm pumped. You know, I mainly I want to know what happens. I mean, I've been itching for this, okay? And I never did get to it. So we're gonna get to it now. I'm gonna watch the 3rd episode. I already got the 2nd episode already done, edited. I just want to watch this and then get it done, edited. I'm gonna be right back. Had to turn the lights on for y'all. I know y'all love me. Y'all love seeing my pretty face. No, y'all don't.
Suburbs of Canterlot before the true size of the threat they posed was known to Luna. In the conflict, both my brother and my parents were lost. Enraged by the loss of her sister and of her subjects, Luna gave in to her ancient fury and killed all of the horses who had invaded Equestria. Then she flew to the small country of Diomedes and destroyed it utterly. This put her at odds with Princess Cadence, who, still mourning the loss of Shining Armor, used her grief and love for him to defeat King Sombra, and now rules the returned Crystal Empire alone. Spike was so distraught that Luna, not knowing what else to do with the dragon, gave him a hoard to help him feel better, which fueled a greed growth spurt, and he fell into the traditional dragon 100-year sleep in a cave below Canterlot. After learning all this, I sank into depression and locked myself away in my old tower.
My thing kind of lagging. I'm gonna be right back.
Shining Armor.
Let me just skip through that, cause I'm not about to sit through this again. We're gonna skip on by. Dude, we keep these intros, bro. Sour Apples, episode 3. I got my water. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Till you're nothing but a greasy stain on the floor. Oh yeah, your mother humping bog beast. Your mother humped a bog beast just to make you. Me mother was a saint too. Hey, that's the best you got.
What's going on? On a bar fight in there? Hear these suckers in there.
You're out. And stay out. Booze, no liquor. Should be a nice piece for contract. Just a little.
You know, I just wanted a reaction. That's all I wanted. Now I gotta edit the freak out of this video. Oh my gosh.
This can't be the right place.
Yeah, it can't be the right video either. You know how long these videos take to edit? Bro.
It's just noisier than I imagined they'd pick. Oh, and smellier. Oh, ew. Oh, why would they choose a place like this?
I don't know, but you got some big old ears, bro.
Maybe see visiting, but Rarity? Or Fluttershy? Pinky? Well, Pinky will probably think of it as a project and cover it in balloons and streamers. Still, this is where they agreed to meet me. I guess they have their reasons. After all this time avoiding them, I guess I really don't have the right to complain if it's not exactly Canterlot Castle. Oh, my gosh.
What is going on? It's a bar.
This was such a bad idea.
Is the thing?
I should leave now before. Oh,
Out the doorway, lady! We got stinking to do!
sorry. Hello, excuse me. I wonder if. Could anyone. Excuse me. I said. Excuse me.
Yeah, what'll it be?
Sir, I was told to meet my friends here. I was wondering if a reservation was made under the name Applejack?
You yanking my chain?
Huh? I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Buy a drink or get out. Reservations? Does this look like a restaurant to you? If you're here to ask dumb questions instead of drinking, I'll throw you out on your flank. You got that? So I'll ask again. What'll it be?
I don't.
Right, that's it. You.
I reckon you ought to learn to improve your customer service if you ever want to keep this here tavern afloat, Cold Brew. Or do I need to have another private discussion with you after you close tonight?
No, that's quite all right, Anchorjack. Here, let me grab you a drink. On the house, and one for you too, ma'am.
Thanks, partner. I guess you get to keep your other eye today after all.
Apple!
Well then, I guess you got my message after all. I didn't know if you'd actually show up. Didn't know if I really wanted you to.
Dang, look at her face.
Applejack? Is that really you?
Ain't heard that name in a while. No need to stare. You ain't looking so hot neither, Twilight Sparkle. Come on. I already grabbed the table over yonder.
Oh, but.
Bro, that's Lost Drain in the background, bro. Dude.
No evidence you'd actually turn up. You ain't exactly inspired much confidence in that sort of thing since I saw you last. The fact that your scouts found me at all was the only thing that made me think you'd make an effort to come meet me at last.
I know. I'm sorry. It's been so long.
Save it. Sit down. Gotta say, this weren't exactly at the top of my list of things that I'd be doing this week. Meeting ghosts from my past, that is.
Why are you talking like that? Dude. Like, is your voice really that jacked up? Cause your face do.
I needed that.
Applejack,
Looks like I'm gonna be up all night, huh?
what happened to you? You've changed so much.
Guess I have. Ain't ready to tell you the details quite yet, Twi. I'm more interested in what happened to you. I seem to recall something about being gone a couple of months. How long are those months in your world, by the way? By my reckoning, there must have been a few years in the real one.
Applejack, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Bro, I can see Skribbler in the background too over there, bro. Come on, Easter eggs,
I truly
man.
did. But then everything went out of control so fast. And Princess Celestia, the princess, she...
I know what happened to the Princess Twi. You think us country folk are so backwards that we
What?
can't read the news? Or do you reckon that we live under a rock so we don't hear nothing out here? You were in Ponyville for only a few months, so I'd hope you learned better than that.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Princess Luna said... I mean... I was in the hospital for a long time, and I wanted to write to you when I first got out to explain, but explaining meant... It meant accepting some facts that I didn't want to accept back then. I was waiting for the right moment. And then, as time went by, the right moment got further and further away. And eventually, it was just easier to not look for it anymore.
And pretend that part of your life didn't happen. Like we never happened. Like your friends didn't matter.
I'm so sorry.
This is, I don't know how to do these episodes, bro. If they about to be crying like the whole time, like, I'm not all that good with emotional. I mean, like, I'm gonna feel sad and be like, dang, you know, like, that's me. I can be a little emotional, but I'm not too emotional. I'm not about to go in deep. Like, I'm not about to go in too deep. If you trying to make me cry, anybody see no tears drop today? Maybe last, maybe old Justin, but not this month. No, not this month. It's November.
After Princess Celestia died to save me and my horn got destroyed, I put what happened to me in the letter I sent to you all, but the words to explain, I couldn't face you girls and tell you it was all my fault.
Why can you stop crying for 5 freaking minutes?
No, I'm sorry, Twilight. I shouldn't have snapped at you like that. I don't think before I say stuff no more. It's just, well, I got a lot of stuff bottled up in me. Just a lot of happened since we last saw each other.
Yeah, about to be a lot of editing for me, huh?
I mean, I'm glad you're okay and all. It's just dealing with all of this suddenly, on top of all the other stuff. I ain't sure what to make of it all.
I'm sorry, Applejack. I just wanted to see you all again. I didn't know what to do when I learned you weren't in Ponyville anymore, so I sent scouts out and, well...
Forget it. We're here now, I guess. And I meant it. I'm glad you're okay.
So, what happened to you since we last spoke? If you want to talk about it, that is.
Sugar Cube. I could fill a library with all the stories that happened since you headed out to Diomedes with the princess. Where to begin?
I'm telling you, diabetes, man. I'm telling you.
That day you left, I went back to Sweet Apple Acres. I decided that, consarn it, if you were going to be working hard to make Equestria a better place, then I, well, better work hard too. Not that I didn't work hard already, but Still, I vowed that until you came back home. I was gonna work twice as hard and get the farm running in tip-top shape to show you when you got back. You were, well, some kind of inspiration to me, I guess. I don't know. Think I wanted to, well, impress you or something like that.
Impress me?
Don't matter no more. Those times are gone, and the opportunities from back then went with them. Over time, it wasn't just enough to be the best apple bucker this side of Appaloosa. I felt like I needed to be more than that. I wanted to be a protector. I looked at my family and I thought about the things that you had gone off to face, and I thought, what would I do if something came from my kinfolk? What could I do if something scary from outside Equestria popped up inside of our borders? So, I started to train myself with Mac to get even stronger. As you can see, I built myself up to a rather grand size. Them orchards never stood a chance. Things were going well for a while, but then them surviving guards from your caravan made their way back to Equestria, and we got the news about the princess being dead, and you being missing. We thought you were dead, Twi, especially when the attacks on the border towns came. Princess Luna took care of it, but nobody could tell us for sure what had happened to you. We thought maybe you died with all the others whose bodies were never recovered. Well, right about then, no pony was really in the mood to do anything for weeks. We were all just still mourning the both of you. Time just seemed to stand still for a long while. Celestia was supposed to be forever. I couldn't even wrap my head around her being dead. It was like saying that water was dry or apples tasted blood or something. Just an impossible notion.
I mean, the editing is about to be
I
crazy.
couldn't
I gotta
quite
watch the
believe
whole video.
I'd never see you again, neither.
I mean, it's not like I don't. Like, dude, come
You
on.
had been a part of my life for such a short time, but you made one impact. The thought of you dying way off in some part of the world far from home, far from your friends and family, especially after those stories that came out of how those Diomedes horses killed folks on the borders, just ripped them to pieces and ate them while they were still alive. The thought of that happening to you, it was near all I could do to get out of bed every morning. I had nightmares about it, Twi.
What is that in the background?
Ugly nightmares where I tried to save you, but the ugly pulled you apart right in front of my eyes.
Oh, Applejack.
Of course, at the time, we had no idea you were still alive.
No pony did. Princess Celestia teleported me away from the battle, but, well, she didn't have time for accuracy, so I landed in Trottingham instead of Canterlot. My horn was destroyed from her magic overwhelming mine, and I was so badly burned from the magical backlash that the ponies who found me said they couldn't even tell what color my fur was, much less make out my cutie mark. They couldn't even use a horn spiral print to identify me since I didn't have a horn anymore. I stayed in hospital there for months before my body had recovered enough for my cutie mark to be visible again, and word got back to Luna that I'd been found alive, but was in a coma. The few royal guards who'd survived Xanthos' attack took weeks to get home with their injuries, and none of them knew I'd survived, so they told Luna I died along with Celestia.
Luna. Yeah, she ain't. Well, let's just say she's no Princess Celestia. When we finally got back to work after she took over as ruler, that's when things really started to go downhill.
What?
Long story short, all our funding and priority sales from Canterlot started to dry up after Princess Celestia disappeared.
Dang.
I guess Luna wasn't so great at controlling both the sun and the moon like her sister could, because the days and the nights' lengths got all messed up. The weather got more wilder than the weather ponies could handle, and the seasons got all kinds of... Did a real number on our crops. We practically had no harvest that year.
And I practically got at it all night.
It was too much for Granny Smith.
We got FNAF tapes tomorrow,
She passed
bro.
away in the summer.
I'm posting this on Friday. Dude.
I am so sorry for your loss.
Might late for that now, ain't it?
Oh, I guess you're right. But I am sorry. Granny Smith was always nice to me.
Yeah, well, she knew I liked you, so she tried real hard to make you feel welcomed in our home. That's why we wanted to give her a nice funeral. But on top of all the funeral costs and the daily costs of running Sweet Apple Acres, me and Max started to get a little in debt. Well, you know me. Stubborn as a bull without some pony to knock some common sense into me. I refused offers from those trying to help. Didn't want no charity. Didn't want no pity. Went back to being proud and stubborn without you around to tell me I was being a dumb who couldn't do everything on her own. What I wanted was for everything to go back to the way it had been. Obviously, I couldn't have that. And knowing that, well, it made me act more like a fool. I pushed away everyone except my family. That farm became my whole world. And eventually, the other girls went their separate ways. Fluttershy went first. I guess she couldn't just cope with all the sadness in that town no more. Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie struck out on their own too. Ponyville just wasn't the same no more. Things were different. But I decided to stay and save my family farm.
They all left? All of them? Just like that?
They each had their reasons. You've been gone a long time, Twi.
I know, but... No, go on, Applejack.
We got further and further into debt. When Canterlot ponies finally remembered we existed, they didn't want to fund what they saw as a lost cause. Then it happened. Mac went behind my back and borrowed money from some shady dealers to get us back on track. I know he did it for me, because we were so desperate, and he could see that I was working myself into a grave right next to Granny's. Idiot. He bought all sorts of enchanted doohickeys to put nutrients back into our soil to save our trees. He paid to import saplings from Appaloosa to replace those we'd lost. He banked on having a bad harvest being followed up by a good one so we could get some profits to pay back the loans. But you can guess how that ended up. The land didn't have enough time to recover, so we never got that good harvest. Then some shady ponies finally came for their money. And, well, we couldn't pay them back. I found Mac talking to them on the front porch one day. I told them straight up we couldn't pay them back right now, but we would with interest come the next harvest, when the soil had been given enough time to produce good crops again. I meant it too. Only there weren't gonna be no more harvests.
Wait, is that it? Okay, I think there's more. Living. I'm about to be down here all night in this. We getting some backstory. Oh man.
AJ?
Oh, sorry, Mac. I was distracted.
Thinking about her again?
Why would you think that?
You always are when you stare at the horizon like that.
Never you mind what I'm thinking about. Come on. Better get back before Apple Bloom starts to worry. She probably already has supper on the table.
AJ, it's all right to grieve. Even if you're grieving for what might have been rather than what was.
I know that. You think I don't know that? I absolutely know that. Granny said much of the same thing before she... I just don't want to think about that right now. This weekend, we gotta fix that there squeaky door on the barn, Mac. It's getting downright annoying. Same thing with the broken hinge. All that hay up there is gonna get moldy if we just let it rain in.
Yep.
I wonder if we should take a hinge off a door somewhere in the farmhouse and repurpose it instead of buying a new... Mac? Mac, what's wrong?
Smoke.
What? But where? Oh my gosh. The farmhouse! Mac! The house is on fire!
Oh my gosh.
Apple Bloom!
Oh my gosh! She's inside! Apple Bloom! Apple Bloom!
Oh my god.
Where do you think you're going?
What the? I know you! You're them moneylenders from the other day! Did you do this? Get out of my way!
Now, pretty missy. Be nice. You were really clear with your brother when you lent him that money. If he couldn't pay it back with the interest he owed, we'd take payment in other ways. I reckon the insurance money you'll get from that big old house and furniture should just about cover your debt.
Filthy monsters!
Move!
Mac! I can see her! She's in the bedroom window! Apple Bloom!
Yo.
Apple Bloom, we're coming! Apple Bloom!
Yo,
I said move! Apple Bloom!
she's catching fire, bro. Oh no! I don't know how much more of this I can literally take, bro. My stomach, bro, my stomach. Yo.
Well,
Fell and killed her. The big part of the house fell and killed her. She's dead.
now, the little filly, she was an accident. A real shame. But we can't have you two running inside and getting yourselves killed alongside her. How are you supposed to pay us back if you're dead, Big Macintosh?
I'll kill you both for this!
That's a powerful threat, Big Macintosh. You sure you have the stones to back it up? After all, it'd be an even bigger shame to lose both sisters over one easy debt. Wouldn't it?
Why, you dirty, rotten...
But if you pay the debt off in full, with interest on the interest, well then, we'd have no reason to bother you or your family ever again. Now would we? And of course, you'd have no reason to retaliate against us, since if you did, You might wake up the next day as an only child. Hey now, back off. Didn't you hear what we just said?
I heard you.
Good. Then we'll be on our way now. We'll be back in a few days to collect the insurance money. And if anything were to happen to us in the meantime, well, we aren't the only members of our little organization. Our threat still stands, even if we ain't the ones to carry it out. Pay up, Big Macintosh. We'll lose everything.
You cowards! She was just a little filly, and you murdered her!
AJ,
Dude.
no!
What in the actual heck is going on? Man, my stomach hurts.
Get her off of me.
Dude.
Filthy mongrels! Come here. You don't get to push around the apples like this.
Dude.
She was just a baby.
She dead.
Baby. And you couldn't get her out of the house first?
Help!
AJ, look out!
You idiot!
Mac. Big Mac.
I'm sorry.
Big Mac.
He dead.
Big Mac. Speak to me.
He dead.
Big Mac.
Dude.
Big Mac.
What happened to him? What happened to him?
In Tartarus, is he supposed to pay us back if he's dead, you absolute mook? It was supposed to hit her, not him.
Big Mac. Big Mac, please. Open your eyes.
Do a knife.
Yeah, you right. Now we have no leverage. You know what that means. Yeah, I know.
Big Mac. Big Mac, please. Big Mac, please. I can't lose you too.
No witnesses when a debt can't be reclaimed.
Wait, what are you doing? No, no,
Grab the knife.
stop. Ah! Ah!
I first heard about Icy Stars from happenstance, and actually.
They burnt down Sweet Apple Acres, right down to the foundations. Mac and I, we tried so hard to protect Apple Bloom from the truth of how bad things really were while the farm was failing. But all that did was get her killed. They took the lives of my brother and sister that night and tried to do the same to me, except, well, that didn't work out too well for them.
Applejack, what did you do?
By the time Annie Pony got there, it was too late to stop me. Let's just say I took my anger and pain out on the nearest available targets. I was half dead from my injuries, but them, well, they're not going to be extorting money from Annie Pony else ever again. I didn't just kill them, Twilight. They didn't even look like ponies by the time I was done with them. Got myself banished from Ponyville for my troubles. Can't have a killer pony in town, I was told. Not unless I regretted what I'd done. And I didn't regret one working for a town like Ponyville. I didn't have no home to keep me there anymore. So, I just kind of wandered for a spell. Got a name for myself around here. Put my bucking skills to use for the right price from the right pony. Got me a moral code, but there's a lot of bad creatures in the world who need to be put down. Ain't like it used to be before you left. That kind of reputation attracts attention. And, well, here we are. I'm walking back from my latest beatdown, and some Royal Scout stops me and gives me a letter.
Oh, Applejack, that's so horrible. Poor Apple Bloom and Big Mac.
Yeah. Poor Bloomin' Mac. Sorry, Twat. I cried up all my tears a long time ago.
So, Angerjack?
Ha! Yeah. Cute nickname, ain't it? I've broken up more than a few fights in this here tavern. One even more.
Didn't the others come back when they heard about Sweet Apple Acres?
No, they didn't. You've probably spoken to them more than I have all these years.
I haven't seen any pony at all.
Well, I reckon that's about to change.
What?
Turn around, Twi. Look over there.
Over where? Oh, but... Well, for a moment there, I thought that earth pony mare with the multicolored hair was Rainbow Dash. Do you see one of the others behind her? Twilight Sparkle?
Wow.
Is that really you? And you, Applejack?
Like, come on, man.
Rainbow Dash?
I'm almost... How long is this? We got a couple minutes left. Oh, this is about to end right here. Yes. I can finally end this because my stomach hurt from this whole video. This is so morbid and dark. And guys, I hope you guys love that video. If you guys like that video, if you guys like, subscribe, hit that bell. Peace, everybody. God bless. Nobody much censoring I gotta do. And my stomach hurt too, and I'm tired. Oh my god.